hit the opponent and your teammate, doesn't apply the force on the knockback to your teammate, allows you to get a really interesting follow-ups and protection from your teammate. Like if they're getting hit, you go, all right, I'll just hit you both. You're going to get knocked out. My teammate's not. Let's see what they can do with it, because Vortex so far has been on the Val, on the Brand. Now it's Cesario, brings only the gauntlets with him.
So we saw some cannon at the end stages of the Australian tournament. It was a Sidra, and we're seeing some more cannon here. This time it's coming out from himwy on the Amethyst. Of course, Eero coming in with the Azot that we saw previously. So we have a nice mix of weapons here. We have some overlap with the gauntlets, some overlap with the axe, and then everything in between, from some blasters, a cannon, a bow in there, some overlap with the bow as well. Almost on the GCD light from himwy, not quite.
Yeah, we see that N-Sig being used to get back on stage there as an aggressive option. Actually works out as himwy barely misses the D-Light. And we have a pretty even game on our hands here. There's the first of the side six to come out, and Sire picking up a Cider on the back end of it. Going for that double edge guard, does not find it. Eero's going to make it back to the stage ever so slightly. The N-Sig comes out, and there's no punish to it.
So one of the things that it seemed like made Vortex and Sire kind of change up their team comp, go over on to that Bryn that we saw previously, was the extensions off stage where they ended up falling and SDing their stocks. That was sort of a gauntlet thing that they had going on.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they are using double gauntlets here as well. Sire didn't switch last set, but Vortex did away from it. So we'll see if he tries to extend off stage. He already started it on the right side early on in this set, but of course he didn't fall because of that.
Now, Sire continuously going for these little engagements, 1v1s on both sides here with himwy and with Eero. It looks like on himwy he was getting the winning end, switches over to Eero, and it's looking a bit harder. As I say that, he does get the team combo, gets the recovery. Doesn't take him off the top,
is
and
down
he's
there,
still there,
too?
saving his teammate and applying pressure on both for the double knockout with the blasters there. Luke, man, Sire, what are you doing? Can you teach me?
His downers are so good. He's able to find them in just the standard neutral game. He's able to find them in advantage on the main platform. He's able to find them off stage as sort of a get away from me tool. And he's able to find them as a spike. But as I say that, Vortex is going to fall, giving the 2v1 while Sire's in the red. All that comes out is a cannon down air from himwy bouncing off the main stage. It seems like they just want to split Sire away and then go for the 2v1 on a Vortex because he's on final stock.
They're trying to get as much... They're trying to get as much value onto Vortex as they can while zoning Sire away. They're saying, okay, if you're going to live this long, we're just going to try to keep you away, get as much damage on your opponent on, and try to win the 1v2 situation. Sire is finally going to lose that stock, though, and the rest of the board relatively even on this orange towards red.
Yeah, Sire's been doing a great job. Eero almost gets caught under the stage there, but he's able to make it back. Gets through the side air that Sire throws out. Again, they have to be careful.
And Sire hunting down himwy off the top left. Finally going to get that knockout for the second time in this game. A double knockout from Sire. He was in the paint that game.
Great cleanup there from this blue team at the end. It was looking a little tough early on, but then they really cleaned it up as we got towards the final moments. That down air, man, it's so good. With the bounce pass weapon toss off the wall to bonk Eero on the head. Another weapon toss to bonk on the head. Didn't need the bounce pass this time. That's Sire cleaning up 2 with weapon tosses.
Himwy back on this Taros pick that we saw him open up with at when we opened up this this stream for you guys. He did a lot of work on it. Like we mentioned, we didn't see a lot of SIGs, but we saw even damage come out from the weapons. We saw a lot of follow-ups for his teammate there. And we're seeing a lot of follow-ups come out here as we get that sideline air into the recovery. Doesn't find the axe recovery after, but the damage does show onto Vortex here. The side air is going to send so far. They're already looking to KO here. And Sire, he's just going for the 1v2 straight up. He says, I can do this. He sends them off to the right, and he fights while he can, but back in on stage, himwy is going to find that closing KO onto Vortex.
He might have to get those 1v2s warmed up the way Vortex is taking damage. Might find himself in a bad position here. Only takes about 2 hits while Sire was completely zoned away, but of course Vortex was the first person to lose first stock. himwy in a fantastic spot, only in orange, has all of this KO power coming out, but you're going to see a lot of damage added up very quickly. Great combo. They then turn their sights onto Eero, completely move him away. Down air on the edge again. He makes me feel like it's so easy. It makes me feel like I can do it, and I cannot.
The damage was coming through hard there. The KOs are finally going to meet up with them. Double knockout, well, not double knockout, individual knockouts for both of the blue team there. And Vortex took a bit of damage, but he hasn't taken too much more. The Silent Air is going to tag him a bit harder, but he's still in an okay spot. The side sig almost just KO'd. Sent him very far.
That Vortex like jumped and got around behind himwy on that was beautiful.
You can see Sire positioning for these blaster down airs. They're starting again. himwy going to get a side air to close off Vortex's second stock, putting him on the last. A charged side sig is not going to KO Sire just yet.
He's getting zoned away, lands on the platform with the side air, splits up the red team just a little bit. Not quite KOing with the recovery. That did catch a bit of a nerf here recently, taking away some of that KO potential. Okay, Vortex. Both members of the red team are pretty close to one another.
The blue team is doing such a good job of dealing damage. It looks like the game is pretty even till the point where they have to close off the stocks. Bo has some knockout confirms, but they are very high damage knockout confirms. It's going to be hard to hit that downlight recovery, especially this deep in the red when they're expecting it. So they have to find a way to close off these stocks because that is the biggest detriment to their play right now.
Everybody on final stocks on this one, but it's kind of been the same story so far. The red team got their little bit of the lead by taking out Vortex first, and then they just have kind of held on to that ever since. Nice chase dodge coming out from Vortex, but he does eat that signature. Sire doing his best to kind of open up that landing for Vortex, clear that main field. Eero picks up the neutral air, sends off screen, but not to KO. Oh, that's going to KO off the top. Vortex out. Did he add up enough damage for Sire to clean this one up? No.
Sire couldn't even make it back to the stage. Forget the damage. The weapon throw is putting up too much pressure, and then the double edge guard just takes away the rest of his options. Ground pound from Eero is going to confirm that game one. And the story of that game was knockouts. Red team had him. Blue team simply did not.
Now, one of the things that you look for when you are a Teros player is, of course, knockouts. You have both weapons. High knockout potential on the weapons themselves. Of course, the signature kit. Of course, the stat kit. Everything that Teros has is knockout. It is knockout, knockout, knockout.
Now, Sparky, I just want you to look, if we get that graph back up anytime before the match starts,
real quick.
Gauntlet damage from both of them. At this point, you look at it and you go, okay, why do we need the Luke and the Zaryo locked in here? Because 14 damage on the gauntlets, 61 on the gauntlets for Luke. That gauntlet side sig was the sig I was telling you about. It's that sig that they lock in this character for. It's that double grab that prioritizes the enemy, and it's not getting work done here. The Luke is going to stay locked in, but the Kaya is now being brought into the situation. We saw a lot of bow gameplay come out from the Zaryo. It's going to stay the exact same. Add in that spear from the Bryn. We have a new team comp for us.
So coming in with this, one of the things that we really liked on Sire previously was, of course, his blasters, but also the gauntlets. He had a lot of momentum on the gauntlets. He was able to string his opponent all over the place. And then all of a sudden, that has just fallen off. He's still sticking with this one. Of course, Luke is still a fantastic pick and is a fantastic pick, will be a fantastic pick for an extended period of time, but could be getting soloed by himwy's Teros.
Down sig from Vortex, probably going to be the first of many we see, and well, what we're seeing a lot of is side airs. Multiple side airs here in a row, almost 5 there, and then gets the side sig on the later end of that. Another side sig going to come out. Eero says, you can knock me out, but I'm going to take your teammate with me before I come back to that stage. Sends into himwy to get that other KO with the side sig, and the red team going to take the opening lead here, but not before taking a bit of damage for themselves. That damage is not going to matter, though, as these team combos are already adding up with a double axe.
So now I feel like I'm seeing where that 3-1 came from that himwy and Eero picked up before. Now, we are only in game 3. No reset potential just yet, but of course it is there. Vortex taking a lot of damage on his second stock. Sire taking even more, finds a KO there, but Eero and himwy are going to spawn in at essentially the same time. Eero did take 2 hits. That's not going to hurt him too bad, of course. himwy comes in, grabs a weapon immediately, starts swinging, splits Vortex away. Eero comes in, gets the stock on Sire so quickly, puts him on final.
Sire doing a lot of work with the gauntlets here. We were talking about how he couldn't find the footing with them before, but this game, he gets an early knockout on himwy. Probably going to play a big factor on whether they can take this game off their hands.
If Eero throws out that side sig, you better be ready for a neutral light coming out on that bow. Every single time. Sire gets the hit on the Vortex, giving him the chase dodge, so he does survive that one.
Sire on the last footing here, especially against these two characters known for their KO potential. The weapon throw is going to stuff him out, but Vortex is there to apply the pressure, but it's just not enough as he falls on the left side of the Demon Island.
Vortex now staring down the barrel of a mighty 3 stocks of the red team.
If there's one person we've seen with the ability to do it, it is Vortex here, but Eros just applying so much pressure, ground and air. The guy's a sweat beating out, and it's not like he's not getting these hits. It's not like he's not fighting for the ground, but Eros doing just such a good job of keeping them both off their feet, honestly. Stomp Sire catches the recovery, and he knows that you see the dodge to the left. He says, fine, I'll give you that one. Take me into the next game already.
And that's the beauty of like the downlight option on the bow. Even the neutral light, with where himwy was through his stock and with how Eero still had 2 stocks to his name, some of those neutral lights ended up hitting his teammate, but it really wasn't that bad in the long run because he's able to just throw them out so quickly, so quickly. It's not like Vortex was able to capitalize off of the stun that Eero put himwy in, because all of a sudden he's turned around, here comes a neutral light, and Vortex just gets hit by that.
Well, we're seeing our most volatile legend switch-ups so far from the blue team here. Teros and Bodvar is going to be the final card they play in this set point for them. If they lose here, they're going to be out of the tournament. If they win, they have another chance at resetting that bracket.
So last time we saw Sire play Bodvar was last week, you and me here on this desk, and it was Sire versus himwy. And himwy absolutely owned Sire in that mirror match, even forced Sire off of that by the time it was all over. So himwy knows the ins and outs of this legend. He knows all the weaknesses, all the strengths, knows how to play with and against this legend.
Yep, Vortex, who's been looking good all night so far, is having a kind of trouble finding his footing on this Teros pick. So far, himwy has been showing him the ropes of the character, hitting him with the side stick earlier in this game. And at this point, it is relatively even, especially with the kill potential of both the sides here. Anything could really knock out. Downlight recovery is going to take it for the blue team. From behind, they actually are the ones that are going to take the first 2 stocks here.
And that move over on the left side is why Hammer is still such a threat on the edge. You saw how close Vortex was willing to fall down, how close he was willing to get over to the blast zone so he could just reach up, send straight down, and get the KO.
Now Sire finally going to lose that stock, not before getting a few tags with the hammer there, adding up some damage onto himwy. Hero's also taking a bit more damage, but relatively even the game is. Downlight ground pound is going to be the follow-up to the accent light, but it's not going to go unpunished. You wasted your dodge, and you're going to pay the ultimate price. Eero with the crazy gimp. It's not going to be for free, though, as Vortex side airs him off the right side. 1 stock on both teams here. Himwy also going to lose that stock.
Dude, that was an orange KO. That was so early, and now Eero is in orange on final stock here. If Vortex picks up an Axe Cider in the right spot on the map, which wouldn't be too hard for him, he's already done it. We just saw him do it to himwy. If he does that to Eero here, it seems like it's over. That neutral light was not the punish he needed to interrupt what Eero was doing to Sire.
That game, this game went from 0 to 100 very, very fast. Like, it went from completely even close knockouts to, hey, you're going to get gimped, but I'm going to also fall, and then my teammate's going to fall, and then we're going to come back and take you out instantly. And now everyone's sitting on 1 stock here. Sire is the one in danger the most. He's getting edge guarded by the bow. The ground pound is tried and true. He had options, but he just didn't think he'd go for it. Eero calls him out completely, and Vortex, trying to get this knockout on him, doesn't find the side stick he's looking for. The 1v2.
Oh, Vortex needs this 1v2. He's already done it several times today, but he hasn't done it against this team. The team that already took them out earlier. They are down 2-1 in this grand finals. Vortex needs to take this or else they lose the tournament. There's one. Can he get this stock on himwy, the winner champion from just a week ago? They're in the mirror.
It's a 1v1 situation. The side air is going to clip off the top, but not KO just yet. That was an interesting option.
Bro, that was a Boomy sig right there. Sorry. Sorry, Boomy.
Side air, not going to connect. himwy is too comfortable on the hammer. This is his weapon of choice, but Vortex doesn't care. He hits the Stomp Sire, throws away the weapon, gets the GC sidelight. Is that going to be the end? It is. Vortex clutches up another 1v2, solidifying his spot as the best 1v2 player on the Southeast Asian server.
Might be the best 1v2 player on mini servers that we have here in Brawlhalla. But at least, hey, right now,
we'll see on Sunday if anyone can surpass his talent.
That's true. We know at least right now it is the best 1v2 player in this region. The award goes to Vortex. What a clutch to put this into a game 5. Vortex and Sire are looking at a reset where they have to win another best of 5. himwy and Eero are looking at a possible victory to take home the gold medal.
Now you're seeing we've been going into these games pretty fast. I've been having to call back for graphs because I know that these players want to play, but for the first time, they're taking a second to lock in here. And after some thinking, we have the Zuko coming back out. The Bodvar didn't do what he wanted to. The Taros did, but the Bodvar has to go. The Zuko, the Hattori is coming out here. The map bans are going through. We have a couple flat maps. It's going to be the Apocalypse pick. What are you thinking about this Hattori pick into such high force damaging characters?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm a Sire fan, so right now I'm scared. I'm looking exactly what you said. We are opting into the defense stance, so that's going from 4 to 5, kind of middle of the road, which is where I believe you're going to be if you are just like default or anything that doesn't add or take away from defense if you're looking at Bodvar. But the Bodvar fell early. I don't know if that was a defense problem or just a way that Sire was playing against his opponent in that moment, because that second stock from Sire disappeared. It was almost impossible to see on the graph. You need a microscope to look at that.
Well, stats are a give and take situation. We've given up some defense, we've given up some force, but we have that speed, and he is using it very well to move around this map so far. You saw that just pure movement, dashes back from the Axe Sider, gets the downlight Sire punish, and even though we talk about the defense, he's probably the healthiest one on the stage right now. Getting the most value out of his character, the downlight recovery, is going to have some more damage, and Vortex stomps him to the ground like a Goomba. Heroes, on the other hand, gets that follow-up KO, evening up the odds, and now he's getting edge-guarded by Sire here. The weapon throw is going to send him down lower, and he doesn't have enough to make it back.
So close. He was almost there. Himwy's going to throw out the D-Sig. No punish on it, and finds 3 unanswered hits onto Vortex.
5.
Oh, he's still going.
Oh, Vortex getting some hits back for himself, and that's the joy of Taros. You got 4, I got 4. We're completely even.
I'm liking the Taros gameplay from both of these players, from Himwy and Vortex.
Hero's
Meanwhile,
gonna go for the down air, desperate. Not the correct option in that situation. Stomp Sider doesn't find the side sig. The blue team has definitely woken up in this game 5 here. They're sitting on the lead. The Hattori doing so much work. The weapon throw gets the dodge. GC downlight recovery is going to put red team both on their final stocks, and they're tagging on even more damage to Eros here.
The patience from Sire to just completely wait until he could find that jump GC D-Light into the recovery was huge. Sire doing a great job here. Was actually the final person to lose first stock despite being the lower defense in this game.
That move speed has insane value, especially in a game like this with these slower weapons. If you can just use that move speed to bait out options to just avoid slight hitbox differences, it's going to be key to you surviving here. As I say that, though, he's in the edge guard situation. He ends up making it back. He's going to flip it on his head. The sweat drops came out, so he's low on options. Flips it once again, and Sire is going to be the one taking the short end of the stick there.
That is the ground pound that Himwy wanted to hit the first time he hit the ground pound. Before, it ended up sending straight up because he hit the top side. That time it was 45 degrees down to the southeast that he grabbed because, of course, it was at that 45-degree angle on that axe ground pound. Himwy, a lot of damage on this stock. Same thing goes for Eero, except Eero's the one who's fighting a Taros.
The red team, they're going to have to do something special here. That is Hattori sending Azoth that far with a sword neutral air. Of course, Taros just takes you out on the first hit. The side sig, tried and true, a sig I know far too well, is also going to take the knockout, and we have a reset on our hands.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. From what we saw, or we didn't really see, from what we saw looking at the bracket, it was a 3-1 in favor of Himwy and Eero over Sire and Vortex in the winners semifinals. That happened off stream. All of a sudden, it seemed like we were going to look at another 3-1 in the grand finals, but Vortex was able to clutch, giving them this game 5, and then Sire came through big time with the Hattori switch, putting out 567 damage.
Mostly sticking to that sword there. You're only seeing about 94 on the spear, but it's the same thing on his teammate side too, only 84 on the hammer. The bracket is reset. That means they have to, either team wins this best of 5, and they are going to be crowned the champions no matter whether they came from the losers or the winners side. They're both losers now in some regard. The character swaps have come through for Himwy and Eero. The Koji is out. The Rayman is out. The Hattori is still locked in here. Let's see what happens in this game.
himwy doing a fantastic job of putting out quite a bit of damage onto Sire. They've now seemingly swapped dance partners as Sire picks up the side stick, turning it around, sending Eero over to the left side. He does have a bow in his hand now. Gets interrupted from the neutral air by Vortex's side air. Eero has to be so careful. He's done.
Side sig. himwy getting a side stick of his own is going to keep this game even, and these two teams are so extremely close. You're not seeing KOs go untraded every single time someone takes a fall. Their teammate is there to clutch up what is left for them. Sire going to get that KO there as Vortex fights his way back onto the map from the left side. himwy back on the map, immediately applying pressure. They have this 1v2 situation here. The Gauntlets still do what they need to do in this situation. The N-Sig barely hits, and you can only imagine what that would have turned into.
That was still so much damage, even though they dropped that final hit with the signature, giving quite a bit more damage and that nice force dump to completely split up the red team. That was a lot of damage added up very quickly. Fantastic combo. Eero saw him fast falling to get away from that neutral signature. It's something I've been hit by way too many times in ranked.
The bow is doing a lot of work against the axe here, keeping it in the air, juggling it pretty well. Someone's recovery just got taken, and I think it was himwy's. He's going to make it back, but I think Eero going to apply some pressure, helping that back on, is going to be the one that takes him out. As I was saying, bro, it's trades non-stop. Eero loses a stock on the map. He goes and he trades off Sire's stock for it. Immediately after, Vortex trades his stock for it. They're keeping it as close as possible. Vortex is the only one here on his second stock, and they're gunning for Sire on this right side.
He's still living despite it all. There's the recovery, takes Vortex off the top. Sire's gonna have to be so careful here. He's looking at an axe. It doesn't quite KO because Eero did not find the move to follow up off of it. Sire out of the game. Vortex yet again looking at a 1v2.
Now, Vortex in his element here at this point. We've seen him play better in these 1v2s than we've seen him in some of the games. This one, it's not looking too hot. The sword is applying too much pressure on the ground. The follow-up is there for the side air. The down sig's going to come out. We know this tail too well. Rayman puts that down sig out. You try to go below it. Eero's with the side sig is going to cover every single option. Really good team presence there, situation awareness, getting that KO off, getting that first game in the reset to their side.
Yeah, that edge guard at the end was really, really nice. They didn't put anything like off stage. That was just really oppressive, but they were guarding that corner. They guarded it far off the corner in the push-off column, then right on the corner with the neutral light. Then himwy was up in the air in case Vortex wanted to go out, around, and above them over to that soft platform. But no, it was actually the side signature from Eero, just right over the corner using all of the range. Perfect positioning.
And before anyone can get too comfortable, we've already got a full swap of the blue team here. We've got the Bryn coming back out, and we've got the Val coming out.
So now we know. We're on Miami Dome. We've already seen this hit before. So if the neutral light comes out from the Val gauntlets, we know that if there's a spear in the Bryn's hand, it's going to be a neutral sig. No,
it will be a neutral sig.
No, please, don't say it. You just manifested it. Oh, no. Oh,
he's not even, why are you even worried about the neutral sig coming out? They have other ideas. They won't even let him have the chance to play with the spear. He's already back on spawn and pick up the axe. Maybe he can find better use of that weapon.
That was a 15-second orange KO. We're going to need a microscope or a telescope or maybe the James Webb Space Telescope. I don't know. We're going to need some serious technology if we want to see that tiny little spot on the graph.
And we still with these gauntlets that got him that first KO. We'll call him his lucky gauntlets. He just threw them away. And it's back to the axe. We've seen him do so much work with these. The end sig comes out. It's not going to connect. And Eero is going to lose his first stock there. The combo game is not where they want it to be. The recovery from himwy has taken him off the top. And he's still kind of healthy on the stock. He's doing a lot of work here. Another side air is going to net them a huge lead.
Dude, you just heard dominating. We're like 1 minute and 5 seconds into this game, and himwy has already found 3 stocks. You're going to hear him shut down, but that's because he was dominating. He took every stock so far in this game. At minimum, he will take half of the stocks from the blue team, and I don't think it's going to stop there. You see with that recovery, almost taking Sire off the top. Eero charging that one up. Sire's not going to fall for it.
He's playing gauntlets. He's playing axe. This character lock-in is just perfect for him, it seems. No matter what weapon he has in his hands, you're just seeing hitboxes come out. You're seeing follow-ups on himself and on his teammate. Just so much work getting done from himwy so far in this game. Eero, he's there. He's keeping the pressure up where he needs to be, sending them into him. That unarmed recovery is going to take Sire, gonna take Sire off the top and put them both on one stock. As I say that though, Vortex falls a bit too early, probably just because of what happened on that first stock. That graph you were mentioning about, we have to see it because that stock was completely robbed from him.
Oh, Eero, just back off. You gotta let him. We have the ace. He's taken 5 stocks. You can't ruin the ace here. He's your teammate. You gotta just let him cook on this one.
Sidelight comes out, doesn't find the nair. Weapon throw.
Himwy. Oh, he's looking so clean. He gets all 6 stocks. He says his teammate, get out of here. I'm going to grab all 6. Damage. Incredible gameplay from Himwy. That swap to Rayman. Oh my goodness, Remy.
That's just something. That game. That's like you get a reset and then you just come in 0 damage on Spear. You get a reset, you come into this game and you're like, wait, what did we just do? We gotta get out of here.
Okay, so since you are one of the best 2v2 players of all time.
In history, all time, forever will be, yes.
You have probably been on the Himwy Eero side of this where you end up getting reset and then all of a sudden you come into it very next game confident. It's like that reset never happened. This is what's supposed to happen all along.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
It's usually when that happens to you, it just hit you that the longer you play, the less you're in bed. So you're trying to go take a nap. So you really get woken up and you're like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I really have other stuff to do. And that is what they're doing here because these games are going by fast. I don't even think we saw the graph for that, but that stock was like, yeah, like that. It was gone.
It was so quick.
They're playing to get out of here at this point. The Legend swaps across the board are out. We got the Toy back in. It was probably the most dominant performance we saw from Sire tonight. And we have the Luke come back out. Those blasters were doing a lot of work before the Rayman trying to was going to stay in. Black Knight, he just won, but he didn't think he did enough on that Koji pick. He says, all right, you carried me in that game. I have a secret pick I'm going to pull out for you here, so we're going to see it for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it seems like we're seeing from the blue team, they're picking their most outstanding performance legends. We saw, in terms of the entire game, the average of the game, Vortex, some of the strongest play we saw was on the Hattori pick once he swapped over to the Zuko. We might have been worried about the sort of low to sort of mid defense, given that he's using the defense stance, but then all of a sudden that worry was taken away. Sire, of course, the Blasters play has been amazing on the Luke. The knockout potential has been amazing on the Gauntlets as well. So they're trying to pick the best of the hits.
Vortex is just having a hard time into Himwy all night. It's like he has his number. As he loses that stock again, it felt like Himwy was on him the entire time. Sire is doing what he can to stem the bleeding, but it's not going to be enough if Vortex loses that stock again like that. You see him kind of slowing it down now, only in the yellow, getting good damage on Eero, trying to send him off to the left side as Vortex plays the stage for him.
Oh, doesn't quite get the side sig. Both side sigs actually missing, one from Vortex, one from Eero. The second side sig from Vortex is going to miss as well. They got to stop Himwy from running wild. You let him go, he's going to take so much from your team, but he's not going to take the first stock. It's actually going to be Eero grabbing that one. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But we're at a point in the game where Vortex is already in the red on second stock, and Himwy is just losing his first. There's the D-Light side light, of course, the standard blasters low damage combo.
He tried for it. He committed to the double recovery there, tried to get Eero off the top. He knows that his stock isn't worth too much more. Try to do what he can with it, but doesn't end up finding it now. He's low on jumps again. He's still fighting with this stock here. The weapon throw into the Sire is beautiful. Goes for the edge guard, gets the ground pound, and does confirm it off stage. Suddenly, the blue team is back into the lead, back into this fight.
Sire did end up hitting his teammate, and you just can't. You can't fight Himwy up there. He already took your stock in next to no time. That already happened previously. Just don't go anywhere near there. Try to land.
Is what do you abuse about this player? He has the gauntlets, he looks crazy. He has the axe, he looks crazy. He's up in the sky, he looks crazy. He's off stage, he looks crazy. On stage, he's crazy. What do you do of a player of this caliber? Himwy really showing you why he won that tournament last week. He wants this one again. He doesn't care if you get an early knockout on his team, and he's doing work for both of them. The down six getting charged. It's not going to find anything.
Fantastic.
Sire committing to this edge guard. Vortex there to confirm the ground pound, but Eero does get back on stage here, and this Orion pick hasn't done a lot so far. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's mostly just been Himwy running around and going absolutely crazy. Everybody is in the red. Ero's on final stock, Vortex on final stock, Sire on final stock. This story is
Double
not
recovery.
the same for him. We don't go up there. Okay, Ero. There
wants
you
to
go.
play more games.
He heard you. He wasn't doing anything, so he's going to come in, throw a D-Sig, end up hitting his own teammate. But it seems like the red team is poised to take this one. Can the blue team get this stock? Yes, they can.
Nice GC sidelight into the recovery from Sire is going to give them this 1v2 opportunity, but they're so very damaged. The GC side sig is going to be the first to take out Sire on the right side. Vortex has to win this 1v1 situation here. Can he do what Sire couldn't last week? Can he stop the unstoppable himwy? Himwy taking it slow, just jittering across the map, not going to commit to anything yet.
Oh, he's feeling it. He's definitely feeling confident in this
food.
moment, and that's why all he needed was that one hit to secure the game, secure the tournament. Himwy!
700 damage twice in a row in the reset of Grand Finals. This is a player here to win.
Cody Travis? Shades of Cody Travis?
I don't even know who that is anymore.
That's
I'm
true.
repping Himwy
That's
from now
true.
on.
Himwy and Ero are your SCA 2v2 Winter Champions. That means Himwy is your unified 1v1 and 2v2 SCA Winter Champion, adding 2 gold medals to his name in 2 weeks.
This guy, I mean, Southeast Asia has always been the region where it's like competitive in amongst themselves, right? We had that Tiger era for a while, and then all these new names came in. This guy, I'm gonna remember his name. I think he's here to stay. He's looking very dominant last week and this week. They did get reset on, but even in those reset games, we saw him grinding out that damage, putting in that work, and when the reset came through, he said,